Nation presented by the BYU Store, official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere. We are right on schedule. It is Tuesday, September 9th. I am Spencer Linton. He is a man who can appreciate some genuine brotherly love. Jarom Jordan.
Yeah, how about the Bachmeiers going to a retirement home and playing the guitar and singing? This is, I believe this was Sunday. So nice work by the quarterback-receiver duo, entertaining the people. If you watch this full 2-minute, 21-second video, Bear actually takes a photo with a lady during the performance, which is pretty awesome. So don't ask Bear for a picture while he's playing quarterback, but in this case, this lady got a photo mid-performance, which is pretty cool.
This is how you endear yourself to a community. And this isn't just for show. The Bachmeiers, if you haven't figured it out through interviews, how introspective they are and how genuine they are, like, this does not surprise me at all.
Yeah,
very cool.
Hank's been to both games. He's around the program. He's loving it. Watches the show, which is great. Thanks, bro. We love it. We've been able to get to know them, hang out with them a little bit, and they're great. So this is the next cool thing, getting to know the talents, the multifaceted talents of Bear and Tiger Bachmeier.
Jam session with the Bachmeier brothers in Studio B at some point.
I want to know what song they were playing. I don't know what song they were playing.
Or perhaps when they're guests on the Kalani Sitake show.
Yeah.
Like, that feels like an appropriate thing to happen.
I feel like we need a performance via the guitar on the show. Putting the pressure on Hema Heimuli right now.
Push, push, push.
Why not? Let's go. It'd be a first, right?
Absolutely.
I don't think we've had a musical performance on the program.
Hey, they're making big plays with the guitar and the musical instruments, making big plays on the football field. When you watch what they did against their former team on Stanford, BYU's 2-0. Rise and shout. Let's get to what's trending.
I believe they are one of 5 or 6 teams in the league, BYU, that can win it.
Bear Bachmeier driving hard up the middle for 6.
It's always been the toughness of the defense that has kind of separated them.
Intercepted! It's picked off at the 40!
It's not about us proving other people wrong. It's about us proving ourselves right.
And what exactly has BYU proven? Well, let's start with their 2-0, entering their first of 2 bye weeks following a convincing win over Stanford, which followed a drubbing of Portland State. Yesterday, Kalani Sitake spoke to the media during his weekly press conference, plus his offensive coordinator, Roderick, and special teams coordinator, Kelly Poppinga, shared some of their insight on Coordinator's Corner. So let's listen and react to some of their best sound bites, beginning with the offensive coordinator, Roderick, and his assessment specifically of Bear Bachmeier through his first 2 collegiate starts.
I think he's playing very well. You know, I know the stats are going to come as he grows and we get into games where we're going to have to open it up a little more, you know, down the road. That's coming. We're not going to be able to just, you know, there's going to be games where we're going to have to throw the ball more, and as he grows, we'll just keep getting better and better. And right now, he's right on schedule.
Interesting comments there. He's right on schedule. And we'll address something else he said within that soundbite as well, Jarom. But let's just start with the on-track commentary. Do you agree that Bear Bachmeier through 2 games is right on schedule?
Yeah, I think so. We have high standards for Bear, but I'm not forgetting that he's a true freshman, and he was on that yellow bus, you know, just last year. 63% passer, 149 efficiency, 7.1 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Those are good passing numbers. That's good. Non-sack rush numbers. 14 carries, 40 yards, 2.9 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns. So, yeah, the dude's produced 6 touchdowns, no giveaways. I would say that's good. Can the BYU offense be a little more explosive? Can they convert on 3rd down a little more? Can they avoid a few penalties that took some points off the board last week? Yeah. When's the best time for them to sort of figure that out? Right now. It's all good.
I believe he is on schedule. My question for those of you who feel like he is not on schedule is, what do you want to see, or what would you have wanted to see from Bear Bachmeier to make you feel like, okay, if he had done this, then yes, he's on schedule? Maybe not taking a sack at the end of the half to allow BYU to kick a field goal. That was kind of your freshman moment. But those are going to happen. I feel like we need to be patient.
Oh, no, the true freshman gave up 1 sack. Like, it's going to happen.
He overthrew an open receiver on a potentially, you know, field-stretching play. This is part of the game. I don't
Jake
know how
Retzloff
picky
would have
we
done
wanna
that
be.
too. Like that happens.
He's throwing at a better completion percentage than Jake Retzloff did last season.
His
and even through
efficiency is
his
higher.
first 2 games, yeah.
His yards per attempt are pretty good. 3 touchdowns, no picks.
No picks? I know that there was almost an interception
So these are
early in the
passing
game.
numbers. He has 6 touchdowns total, right? And no fumbles, no interceptions.
What
So
do you want to
that's
see
good.
more from him if you don't feel like he's on schedule?
Right. I think he's on schedule.
Yeah.
If he was ahead of schedule, we would have seen more intermediate and deep passing. And Aaron Roderick mentioned in that soundbite and on Coordinator's Corner that BYU has not, quote, unleashed the passing attack the first 2 weeks, and that they haven't had to. Aaron worries about winning. He's not worried about margin, right? We're worried about margin because we want BYU ranked. We want perception. We want the world to love BYU. So we want, like, yeah, put 50 on them. Aaron's like, let's win the game. Let's take care of the football. Let's gear down once we're in control. And we don't have to have the pedal down because we're trying to keep the playbook tight and keep ourselves healthy and get to more important moments. You're building. Do not forget BYU has a true freshman quarterback. I guarantee some people forgot on Saturday, and then I think people are going to forget in the next couple of games. There will be moments where he throws a pick and you go, shoot, that wasn't a great decision. That would happen with a lot of quarterbacks. Do you know who the all-time leading interception guy here at BYU is?
Ty Detmer.
Ty Detmer, because he threw the ball a lot. Like, interceptions happen. It's a different era. BYU has a different mantra, but they got a certain mana that's good going on right now. So, yeah, the only thing that would be a little bit better would be, unleash the passing attack a little more. But what if BYU was sort of BYU was up comfortably and didn't need to be too crazy? Yes, complete some passes down the field a little more, but we'll get to that. It's okay. I'm not overly concerned at this moment.
There was never a point on Saturday night where I didn't feel like BYU was in complete control of the game. And I know it's fun to watch those long passes. They're more exciting, explosive plays. I think that's what Aaron Roderick is referencing specifically when he's talking about unleashing the passing attack is seeking out specifically explosive plays through the pass game.
Yep.
Like, there have been limited occasions where BYU has attempted to do that. And for what it's worth, they stretched the field a little bit in the second half when Chase Roberts finally got open down the field, and it was in the middle of the field for that matter.
Right.
So it's not like BYU didn't attempt to do it at all, and they actually showed that they can do that.
It's BYU's only pass play of 40+ right now. So, yeah, you'd love a little more.
But if you're up 24-3 or 27-3, why?
BYU's 106th in pass plays of 10+. So, yeah, can they push it down the field a little more? Yeah, sure. It's game 2 with the true freshman. It's going to be okay.
Frankly, I thought that there was a pass in there that was pretty good from Bear Bachmeier that was intended for Jojo Phillips. If Jojo pulls a Ben Cahoon and lays out, maybe that's a completed pass and you catch it, right?
I mean, Jojo did catch a ball, got tackled, got hurt, which brings us to this. Head coach Kalani Sitake gave an injury update on Jojo Phillips.
Sure. Yeah, Jojo, I think we're waiting on a little bit more details. There's going to be some time with him.
So Jojo posted on social that he had surgery. He didn't specify. Looks like collarbone. So that's a bummer. That you would think, even I had a hairline fracture when I was 10, and it was 4 to 6 weeks before I could do anything, and as a little kid. So hopefully Jojo's back at some point. We don't know, but that's a bummer. So how does this impact the BYU offense?
Well, the BYU wide receiver room does have some depth, but I would like for it not to be tested this early in the season.
Yeah.
I anticipated that Jojo would have a breakout season. I thought he was going to have over 500 yards receiving, and he was going to be a deep threat, an additional deep threat for Bear Bachmeier, so it hurts. Obviously, you got to turn to guys now like Cody Hagan and Tiger Bachmeier and Tay Nakua, see how they can implement themselves into a bigger role. I know that Parker Kingston obviously has a role with this BYU team, but that's not so much where Jojo would have played. Does Dom McKenzie now factor in? It hurts because, again, I thought he was going to be BYU's number 2 or number 3 receiver, depending on how you look at Carson Ryan at tight end and pass catching. And your heart breaks for a guy that, according to a lot of his teammates in training camp, he was the dude that really showed that he had improved the most.
Yep.
It was Carson Ryan and Jojo Phillips that I heard the most from their teammates. Like, oh, these two guys have elevated their games and gone to another level. And I'm not going to speculate on the timeout. Like, you can type it into Google, like, what's the typical recovery time if you have to have surgery on your collarbone?
Depends on the type of break.
How bad was it?
Yeah.
How intricate was the surgery? Anywhere from 6 to 10 weeks, we don't know. But
they've told us they would tell us if it's a season-ending injury.
They have not
didn't
said that.
They didn't say that.
They have not said that.
Yeah.
We hope they don't say that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
sure.
this puts BYU a little bit on their heels. Do you feel like this is
I have
a
nothing
major
to add
impact?
to what you said.
Okay.
No.
On Coordinator's Corner, special teams guru Kelly Poppinga discussed about a change at punt returner.
You know, I feel bad because he's a good player, but at the end of the day, there's accountability that has to be taken forward. And so, you know, Tiger was put into the game, and Fessie's the one that coaches the returners, and so he was the one that made that decision. And, you know, we talked through it and felt like it was time for him to get an opportunity. And, yeah, I'd say for right now, it's probably his job to lose.
How do you feel about Tiger Bachmeier taking over as a punt returner for Parker Kingston, who was, in some publications, preseason All-American returner?
Can't fumble in back-to-back games and keep the job. It's just, this is performance-based too. If we stink, we bring another host. Like, you have to perform well to stay in that position. Unfortunately for Parker, those back-to-back fumbles are a big deal. It didn't help that he also had a drop at receiver, although that's unrelated, but sort of. And then when Tiger got a chance, albeit with 10 players on the field, by the way, that happened. Only 10 players on Tiger Bachmeier's return. That was a great punt return. And so, yeah, Tiger was a proven commodity at Stanford. He got a chance, and he performed well in the one time he did it. In fact, Kelly Poppinga said it was kind of weird. We were watching punt return footage of Stanford, and it was Tiger returning it. And he's on our team, getting ready for the game. So, yeah, this makes sense. I mean, you're 1 or 2 plays away, too. You know, if Tiger struggles, then Parker might get back there. But I would imagine Cody Hagan might have a chance at some point, too. And that stinks because we all walked into the season feeling like, hey, BYU is one of the best punt returners in the country. And they still do.
Yes.
But you can't fumble in back-to-back games and feel like, yep, everything's great. Obviously, it's not when you do that.
The mental aspect, especially for a punt returner, is so huge.
Yeah.
And when you're dealing with some weirdness early in games, like a guy like Parker, who I watched closely after that second fumble, which Cody Hagan got on top of and kept for BYU. It was a good play by Cody. I watched him come off the sideline and understandably just really, really frustrated with himself, you know, throwing his helmet down. He's angry.
This isn't who he is normally.
No.
He doesn't cough it up.
He's pretty good with ball security and even keel. And so you hate to see a guy like Parker, as talented and fast and capable as he is, go through those frustrations. But this is a growth experience. And sometimes you have to take your medicine and just kind of fight through that frustration and work back.
And it was a super frustrating game for him, too.
Yes.
Not just that fumble, it's the drop, it's the fact that he does rush for a touchdown, but there's a hold on it. I mean, there were some moments there that were difficult.
Parker is a special player, and we will see that again.
Yeah, we've seen it. We'll see it. Yeah, agreed.
But for the time being, maybe collect yourself, get yourself right mentally, learn the lesson, and be a good soldier and go back to work. But it's not like Parker's a one-trick pony.
No.
He's
They
literally
literally
thrown touchdowns
3
and caught touchdowns and returned touchdowns.
He has as many passing touchdowns as Bear Bachmeier has. Still, to this day.
And they were going to have him throw again against Stanford. He made a good decision.
It was covered, and he ran.
Yes.
For 5 yards.
That's a veteran move by him.
Yep.
Yeah, Parker's a special player.
Yep.
Haven't heard the last from him. Our question of the day, after 2 weeks, do all of you feel like BYU football is ahead, behind, or right on schedule?
No one would say behind, right? Like, it's either on or ahead. And
I had a few people
I don't know
reach
that
out to
BYU
me
is
and
ahead.
say, I'm nervous about the BYU offense. I'm nervous.
Okay, but the defense is ahead, right? Because to me,
balances out.
To me, the defense is better than I thought they would be at the beginning of the year. I did not anticipate 7 yards allowed per game and 3 points total.
It's wild.
That's great, albeit against competition that's not great, but BYU made them look bad.
This is how fickle this thing is.
Yeah.
Let's say that there's not a holding call on Parker Kingston's touchdown run.
Chase Roberts catches the ball, goes in. LJ's in. There's 3 touchdowns.
and BYU wins 41
Add 12. Add 12 points.
Nobody is thinking twice. I know it was a little bit weird because of some red zone penalties and the ability to execute, but you still win 27-3. So I'm not like saying, well, I don't know if the offense is going to be able to get it done. There were some uncharacteristic plays.
Yep.
Like, when have you seen Chase Roberts drop a ball? Ever?
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm with you. I don't think that they're behind schedule. Clint Carlos says, honestly, I did not expect Bear to be as efficient and turnover-free after 2 weeks.
There you go.
This bodes well for his development. Defense is ahead of schedule.
And as I mentioned quickly yesterday, and I will again, I'd rather have the defense be elite and the offense figuring it out than the other way.
Yes.
It's easier to win when the defense is great.
Defense is legit.
It's not even. It's better to have a great defense.
It seems very real right now. Weigh in on X, Facebook, and Instagram to join that conversation.
Okay, last week we unveiled our first edition of the Big 12 Power Poll on Tuesday. So here we are after another chaotic week. Rivalry wins, surprising losses. Give us your Power Poll for the Big 12.
Let's go. We'll start it from the top and count down all the way to number 16. No movement in that number 1 spot. Iowa State holding strong. They deserve it. They have beaten Kansas State and Ireland, took care of business against South Dakota, and then just beat Iowa. And they won a home game in that series. The road team had won the last 5.
First time since 2011 they won the home game against Iowa.
They deserve the top spot, hands down. I have moved Utah up 1 spot to number 2. I'm impressed with what the Utes are doing, specifically on offense. I think that they are a real problem for Big 12 opponents. BYU up 1 spot to number 3. TCU didn't do anything wrong. They just didn't play, Jarom. So those are my top 4. Texas Tech, Baylor, Arizona State, and Kansas. I need to see Texas Tech play against a formidable foe, but I think that they're going to be really good. Baylor, huge win against SMU. Arizona State, the setback against Mississippi State. I still think they're a good football team.
Texas Tech, Utah is next week.
Yes.
Right? Woo, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Cannot wait for that. As we get into the bottom half, Arizona, I know they're 2-0. They beat up on Hawaii. They took care of business against Weber State. They, too, haven't really played anybody.
Yeah.
The big mover in this week's poll for me is Cincinnati up 3 spots, Colorado at 11, and then the bottom 5. Houston, Kansas State, yikes, they dropped 3 after losing to Army at home. UCF does jump up 2 spots, and times have been better for West Virginia and Oklahoma State, Jarom.
Yeah, okay, so mine's pretty similar. I have Iowa State, Utah, BYU as well. Iowa State, 2 P4 wins, only 3-0 team in the league. Utah, BYU, very similar resumes. Texas Tech, yeah, they need to play somebody else. TCU's 1 win was good. Baylor, nice recovery. I have them much higher than I did last week. Kansas competed but lost. You know, they had 2 quality wins before that. Kansas State, I have Kansas State much higher. Here's why.
Wow.
Here's why. I'm looking at margin. They're not far off from being 3-0. They've lost all 3 games. The 2 losses are by 3 points.
But what was their one win?
The 1 win was North Dakota. That was weird. But
last minute.
But the 2 losses, it's not like they're getting blown out. They don't deserve to be like way down the list. They're right there. I think they'll recover and be, I don't know that they're a competitor in the Big 12, but I think they'll be like a top 8.
Are you projecting ahead, though, or are you rewarding them on the merits of what has actually been done?
Yeah, the merits of losing closely. Like, to me, of not getting blown out. Like, just because you lost doesn't mean you need to be way at the back.
But the weird win against an FCS foe doesn't impact you?
No, not a ton. Arizona State, that's tough, right? They get pushed down. I still have them above Arizona, though, because if you told me those 2 teams line up today, I have Arizona State beating Arizona and all the teams below them.
Agreed there.
Houston, 2 wins, but didn't put up enough points. They haven't scored 36 against Stephen F. Austin or Rice. Why aren't you scoring more points? UCF beat up on NC AT&T. It's not even AT&T. It's A&T. But maybe it's sponsored now. Colorado, Cincinnati, West Virginia, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State stinks.
Well, Cincinnati drops a lot. Like, what's your take on Cincinnati? Because they lost close to Nebraska.
I don't think Nebraska's that good.
But then beat Bowling Green pretty handily.
Bowling by 14, 34-20. You gave up 20 to Bowling Green.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I look at a team like Kansas State, you have at 8, and then you have Cincinnati at 14. What's the difference between those 2 teams?
Margin.
But again, they lost close to Nebraska.
But who'd you play? Like, I don't think Nebraska's that good. I don't. I don't think Mississippi State's that good either, but Arizona State blew it.
Is Army better than Nebraska? I guess that's what I'm really asking.
I don't know or care.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So there you go.
Interesting.
We do have BYU pretty high here. The reason BYU is so high is the BYU defense. That's why they're so high. If BYU's offense was put up 40 or 50, I'd probably have them 2. I really would. TCU would need more volume on. If Auburn had beaten, if Baylor had beaten Auburn, I would have Auburn at number 2.
Oh, Baylor at number 2?
Baylor at number 2.
Yes.
Sorry. We'll do the SEC poll coming up in the next segment. Yeah. It's early.
It's
Again,
volatile.
Need way more volume here.
I love these conversations because
I actually hate them
still
because
really
it's so
have
early.
no idea. We have no idea.
I know. Oh, this.
And it was hard for me to put a team like Kansas State so low, but
It's week 2. Who
I don't
cares?
know what to do. They've played 3 games, and all I've seen them is kind of disappoint their fans.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting stuff. Okay, let's keep
Is
this
it?
conversation. I think it is. That's why we're talking about it.
I don't think it's that interesting. It's week 2.